As you can probably hear the wind howling through the microphone on my little camera here. It's a howling gale. Well, not quite a gale, but it's blowing at 25 to 30 kilometre an hour. It's 5 to 11. I'm just going to have a little quick session on this little river here. Back into the tannin waters, big rivers. Oh, I just can't be bothered going over to fish them just yet. We're going to get run this little tannin stream a little bit of a workout today. Probably an hour and a half or so. Yeah, I'll be working my way up through there. Hopefully, may get a couple of little trout today. Right, well, we're in the little tannin stream. It's only very light medium tannin colour. Water level's a lot lower than the last time I was here. Probably dropped by about 4 or 5 inches, I reckon, since my last trip, which was about, I don't know, a week and a half ago. So I'm just making my way to this corner a bit over here, and then I'm going to have a couple of flicks around there and then work my way back upstream, see how we go. I'm starting off with a little beat up old gold 1.5 gram Aglia spinner, just a plain one, and see how we go with that. The Kuma Helios reel today is ISX20 and the cellulose 6 foot 1 to 3 kilo finesse trout rod. We'll just see how we go anyway. Alright, I've just come right up through there and not a sign of a fish. Normally that stretch of water there will give up 2 or 3 trout. Nothing, not even a follow, not a thing up through there. So it's just got me whacked. What's going on with these little tannin streams at the moment? It's a little pain in the butt. There's another pool up here, this pool ahead of me. It's got a fallen log over there where the water flows over the top. That's always worth 1 or 2 trout there. So I don't know, it's not looking good again here in this little tannin water. I just have a chance and blew it. Backhand cast in between the bush and that dead wood there up towards it, lobbed it right in front of that log on the tree, got it back in that bubble line, and you see that light patch in the water there. Trout snapped it up, and yeah, just missed taking the trebles proper. A couple of head shakes and he's gone. So when it's so few and far between like that, the first hit of the day, and you lose it, it ticks you right off. There we go, just got our first fish. I'm standing on the other side of this log where I missed that trout. I originally cast into that bank there, little trout come out and had a whack at it on the side, missed it. I did a direct cast straight up, brought it back, and yeah, this fella's grabbed it. Nothing big, beautiful colours. Finally, got a score on the board. So we'll get him off and let him go. Alright, put him back in now. He's going to go off down to that flow, he's in good nick, nothing wrong with him. Hooray! Oh, spare second one. Only a little tiddler. No, just moved in his pool and I got on the very first cast. Hey Bubba. We'll wet our hands and get the little fella, little tacker off. There he goes. Yep, away you go. Beautiful. 2 in 2 casts. Maybe a sign of things to come. Touch wood. I just had to follow the backhand cast up there. The wind's gusting in down the river and across the river between the bushes and that. It's making it casting pretty tough actually. But yeah, he followed all the way down the bow wave, but just didn't even have a go at it. Just disappeared. So, it's a sign that there was another one around. Hopefully a bit further up there's some flatter water. May get something up there if any luck. We'll push on. I'm going to give it another probably an hour. Yeah, hopefully give it, if I can push on for another hour and see what happens. I'm hoping the backhand cast up into that shaded section of water there may drag a fish in. got a long cast into that stadia, all that dead wood is there, and just had a nice solid hit on the retrieve. Yeah, that's as far as it went, but hopefully to the left of me I may pick up something along there if we're lucky. Alright, just got our third trout, there it is. It's probably the best fish of the day, that one. That was, probably jump off in a minute, but I'm not overly fussed anyway, to save me releasing him. There's a cast up in that shaded area. I'd had a few casts all up through there, and that's where I had the one little hit and miss up in there. And yeah, so I'll just flick up under here and got him. So we'll get him off and let him go. Alright bud, there you go. He's off. That's good signs actually today. Three. I wasn't expecting to. I was hoping to catch a few, but I wasn't expecting too much today. The way this tannin water's fished. The water's still pretty cool too, but it's a lot warmer than it has been. So it may be a turning point. Getting a bit more into the season now. It's a bit of insect life starting to hop around today. As windy as it is, the sun's still very warm. It'll still bring the insects out. So, yeah, I've had a few hit and misses and a couple of follows. It's the most trout I've seen in here since the start of the season. It's even the most I've caught in here for this season. I took and lost the trout there. It would have been trout number 4. Last time I was there I cleared all the dead wood out from under there because I had a hook up before and had trouble casting into there and got tangled up in the bush. Yeah, I just hooked one and he had him on. He was pretty well hooked too, and he jumped around and then gone, and then the clip's there. Somehow he's turned and undone the little snap swivel. I'll have to put my little spiral ones on, I think. So this one's from out of a pretty well used old Mepps lure in its mouth. Bugger. As you can see, I've put a brand new copper Aglia on this time, little 00. And if you look at those trebles, you can see how I've bent them, twisted them off centre. The treble hooks I've put off centre, and I've just rubbed my sharpening stone over it just to sharpen them right up. Because when they've been bouncing around in tackle boxes, I still like to run the stone over it and just keep them nice and sharp. So we'll see how copper goes. Anyway, I'll just make my way back into the river, and I come across this lane on the next to the river bank here. So someone's been using a size 1 Mepps Aglia fluor and a tiger pattern connected to a little a miniature little baby bubble float. Oh, we'll put her away. Might bubble into them something. I think I know what it is. There's a couple of young lads up here I gave some Mepps lures to for them to have a fish with, and yeah, that's a new way of trying it anyway. Oh, look at the insects everywhere here at the moment. I'm in a sheltered spot next to the river, and yeah, they're hovering around everywhere. I did see a trout over on that riverbank. I flicked the copper Aglia over there, into it back in the head. Did have a snap out of it, really wasn't aggressive. I put a bug spinner on now. I've gone for I put a stone fly on, see if that goes, and see how it goes, and hopefully, yeah, darker colour might be the go, I think, with that sun on the water. I saw that new Aglia, copper Aglia, might have just been a little bit bright, because you know the trout's eyes being pretty light sensitive, it's enough to put them off. Right, I'm up on a high riverbank here. I just took it into a trout. Nothing real big. It's I've had follow after follow. Anyway, I decided they're not taking anything, so I put a white miller on in the bug lure, little 00. Flicked it out under that wattle tree in that shade, and just watched it come back, and I watched him come up behind it, a little light twitch of the rod, and that was enough to make him smash it. So yeah, there we go. Little tacker, so we'll get him off. Alright, on the solid fish here. Don't know how well hooked he is. Yeah, it's lovely. Beautiful fish. Only about 400 grams, 450 grammer. That was taken right up in that shaded spot. There's a bit of a dip there in the water there. It's shallow on both sides and there's sort of a bit of a cutout. So anyway, we got him. It's the 5th trout of the day and the best one. Beautiful. So, it's taken me on a fair old run right around to a complete circle. He's only just hooked in that jaw, so I'll get him off and yeah, let him go. There, he's off. I like a bullet. Well, that's good. It's been a good day. Still not finished. I told the wife I'd only be away for probably an hour and a bit because of the way the river's been fishing, but I'm going to push on. I'm not that far from the car, probably half a kilometre, so I might as well fish the rest of the water and see how we go. But, good choice to change the little white miller. It's seen it's done the job. Oh, we haven't caught any more or seen any more since our last decent fish. And you can see how shallow this water is here. It's very low. I'm just going to have a couple of flicks up in here. Get the other side of that big wattle. And there's a couple of little deep hole up there and around the corner, and then I think I'll call it a day. It's yeah, it's just 1:03 at the moment. So yeah, 3 minutes past 1. So time to call it a day and go and do some lunch. Trout number 6, even half a dozen. It's funny that it's been probably 35 minutes or 30 minutes since I got the last one, that decent sized brown. It finished up going 455 grams after I weighed in the net and then deducted the net weight. Yeah, I had 2 casts up in that shade area there where I always get a fish out of there, nothing. Did a backhand flick into here. Probably only around, I retrieved, turned the handle about 3 times and there's this little tacker come out and grabbed the white miller. So it was a good choice of changing lures, that's for sure. Now we'll get this little bugger off and let him go. There you go, bub. He's good. It had the 7th trout on just in here. Climbing over that log there, it's just a cast up into this, top into this water here, the tail in this water that's run out, and he come up and grabbed hold of the end of it, swam all the way in with it, but he never had his mouth over the trebles. Couldn't believe it. Now I'm just about ready to call it a day and get out. Just going to have one more little cast up in here and my day's done. Oh, there he is. Got him. Just cast straight up into there, water back, and this little tacker came out and grabbed hold of it. There, funny little bub. We'll get him off and send him on its way. There you go. Oh, it's howling gale up here. I've got my hand over trying to cover that mic a little bit. So yeah, seven trout caught and released today. I was pretty stoked with that, from 9 hookups. Yeah, lost that little gold Aglia when the trout went off with it. It was a good idea changing the bug to the white miller. That was a good decision in the end. Got the biggest trout, which was 455 grams, and nice to see the, like I said, nice to see the trout back in this river. So a bit of warmer weather, I suppose. It's starting to come out, and a bit of insect life around, and made a difference. Yeah, so today we're celebrating with a Pepsi Max and Cadbury 12. So next time, guys, tight lines.